ABC News 4 at 5 starts now.
We are not just going to sit here and be quiet about something, and that we need to activate change right now.
The voices of change are rising up and saying enough. It is a story you'll see only on ABC News 4 at 5.
Tonight, exactly 1 month after the deadly Parkland shooting, we're talking with students right here at home about what's going on with America's youth.
But first, developing news right now in downtown Charleston. Police say a child has been shot at Race and Rutledge Street. The first call came in just before 3:30.
Caroline Balchunas is live at the scene tonight. And Caroline, what can you tell us right now?
Dean, Ashley, right now, police are actively investigating this shooting. We are here at the corner of Rutledge and Congress. This is where police have taped off the area. If you can see behind me, if we can zoom in, they are investigating the shooting site. Police say a vehicle was shot at multiple times this afternoon. They say a mom, a dad, and at least 3 kids were inside the vehicle at the time of the shooting. An 11-year-old was shot in the arm, taken to MUSC, but is expected to be okay. No other injuries were reported. At this time, police do not have a suspect or a motive, but they do want to assure the neighborhood. They say the neighborhood's not in any danger or under any threat. They do not believe this shooting was random. They believe someone was targeted inside the vehicle, but police, this area of Rutledge has been cornered off and blocked off for about an hour now, but they are just taking the tape up, and parts of the road should be opening up within the next half hour. But again, no suspects or motives at this time. And of course, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments. Reporting live in downtown Charleston, I'm Caroline Balchunas. Back to you.
Caroline, thank you. Also, right now, North Charleston police say a gun was found on campus at Morningside Middle School today. The school resource officer was reportedly told by staff a gun was on campus just before noon. Investigators say officers found a handgun. 3 male students were arrested and charged with possession of a firearm. Investigators say they are currently at the Department of Juvenile Justice.
New at 5 o'clock tonight, all over the country, hundreds of thousands of students walked out of their classrooms to honor the victims of the Parkland shooting. At 10 o'clock this morning, those students walked out of their buildings and spent at least 17 minutes in protest. 1 minute for each person killed at Marjory Stoneman Douglas.
Several spent more than 17 minutes outside their schools. In Washington, D.C., there was a full-blown march with students walking to the White House and then marching to the Capitol. Here at home, several local high schools participated in the event.
Yeah, in Charleston, one school took a unique approach to tackling the issue in the aftermath of the Parkland shooting. ABC News 4's Bill Burr has more on how Bishop England students and teachers remembered it and their pledge to help each other. Bill?
Dean, school districts across the state dealt with how to balance free speech rights while preserving the integrity of school safety. A private school on Daniel Island chose a different approach to recognizing the month since a gunman shot and killed 17 people in Florida. Students and faculty at Bishop England High School took time from their morning schedule to pray the rosary. They gathered outside the building in a secured courtyard. For 15 minutes, they recited prayers. Then they placed a rose on photos of the 17 victims who were gunned down at the high school in Parkland, Florida. Students told us their plan to participate in National Walkout Day is an important part of the discussion on how to stop school violence.
I think it's really kind of a honorable thing to do, to participate and to really show our support for the victims and also show that we care to see change happen.
Several young adults told us their event was not meant to be a political statement. They wanted to show how prayer could help overcome spirited debates about school safety, the issue of gun violence, and guide elected officials to making wise decisions. Coming up at 6, learn about the acts of kindness they're encouraging each other and hear from students as they reflect on the time since the deadly shootings in Florida. Working for you, Bill Burr, ABC News 4.
Bill, thanks. Schools around the Lowcountry took several different approaches to today's walkout. The Berkeley County School District said participating students could face disciplinary action.
In some Charleston County schools, students lined the hallways in locked arms. At others, they walked out. This is video from the School of the Arts. It was sent to us by a student named Maya.
We spoke with Maya and other students earlier this week about today's events.
You can pray, and a lot of politicians will kind of quote the Bible and say that you need to have faith, but at the end of that verse is faith with work, and you need to have work with that faith. So you need to have thoughts and prayers and actions.
Ann Emerson sat down with those students to get their opinions on gun control, walkouts, and the future of America. We will have that report ahead in our 5:30 half hour.
Well, just when we thought spring was ready to march in, another cold blast has put the Lowcountry on alert. A freeze warning. A freeze warning is in effect for tonight.
Meteorologist Sonia Stevens joining us with details tonight on this. Sonia.
Well, Dean, and actually the entire Lowcountry under that freeze warning, and it goes into effect at 4 a.m., continues until 9 a.m. So bottom line, it's going to be clear and cold. Here's what you need to do before you go to bed. Grab the potted plants. Cover the garden. So anything you've already planted, cover it well to protect it from the cold. Bring the pets inside. If not, at least make sure they have a nice warm place to be tonight. Most spots are going to be right around 32 degrees, even colder the farther inland you go. But here's where we're sitting at right now. 54 in Walterboro, Somerville, same thing in Moncks Corner, 56 in Charleston, 57 in Beaufort. So as you're headed out the door this evening, by 7 o'clock, we're down to 52. Still bright and sunny out there. And then by 9 o'clock, 45, 42 by 11 o'clock. So you'll need the coat, you'll need the hat and the gloves. But I do have a warm up. In fact, we're going to check out our St. Patty's Day forecast as well. That's coming up.
All right. Thank you, Sonia. As those temperatures head down, a church in Colleton County has opened its doors for those who need to stay warm. St. Peter's AME in Walterboro will open tonight at 7 and stay open until 8 tomorrow morning. Dinner and breakfast will be served. If you need more information, you can call the church. That number is 549-6412. The number is also scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
New information now in the case of Thomas Lawton Evans Jr. Officials have formally indicted him on 3 federal charges. Evans is now charged with kidnapping, transportation of a minor to engage in sexual activity, and aggravated sexual abuse. All 3 charges could carry life sentences. Evans is already facing several charges at the state level. He is expected to be in court this Friday at 11 a.m. We will be there and let you know what happens.
Right now, a community gathers getting ready to remember the lives of 4 people killed over the weekend. 72-year-old Joe Manigal and his 69-year-old wife Rose, their daughter 42-year-old Kenya, and their granddaughter 15-year-old Faith died on Atlanta Drive.
A vigil is being held at Greater Goodwill Church tonight, and that is where we find our Megan Rivers. She joins us live. Megan?
Ashley, Dean, folks are already beginning to arrive here at the church for that vigil tonight. It's set to begin at 7 p.m., but the pastor says folks will begin trickling in earlier than that, and they've already started. The bulk of the crowd expected to be here around 6:30 this evening. Again, it's to celebrate the life and honor those 4 victims who were tragically killed on Saturday. Again, that vigil starts tonight at 7. We will be here and take you inside later on tonight on ABC News 4. Working for you in Mount Pleasant, Megan Rivers, ABC News 4.
Megan, thank you. Still to come, digital addiction. Adults, yes. Teenagers, for sure. What about preschoolers? The answer just may surprise you.
And the Cougs invade Southern California. We head live to San Diego with our sports director, Scott Eisberg.